Hi, folks. Welcome back to Cowboy Cooking with B-Mac and Gary. As you can see, we're at deer camp today. We've done some videos from here before. Um, B-Mac is behind the camera today, so you got Gary out in front. We're just going to keep it simple. We're just going to, as we've done in our videos before, we keep everything as simple as possible. It's kind of the theme of how we do things. So what we try to do here at deer camp, because everybody leaves on Sunday, is we try to use everything up. We don't want any leftovers sitting here in the refrigerator to just spoil. So typically, what we do for breakfast is just use leftovers from the night before. You might hear a gravel truck going by there in the video, but so let me just what we did last night. I was the only one here; no one else was here, so I cooked some sausage and I cooked some beans. So I'm just going to real quickly show y'all what we do typically for breakfast in the morning. So I've got some sausage, some smoked sausage that I cooked, and I'm gonna cut it up, and I'm gonna cut it up into small pieces. So while I'm doing this, we did turkey hunt this morning, and BMAC had a little bit of excitement this morning. He didn't hear any turkeys, but he did have some excitement with some wild hogs and some coyotes chasing them. So I want y'all to stay tuned because he was able to get some video of that, and he's going to be putting that on the YouTube channel real soon. I also look for it on Instagram. Myself, I heard some birds this morning. Unfortunately, I was talking to one for about 2 hours, and I thought he was going to come in, and I finally just got fed up, and I went toward him, and I had him worked real good. He was coming in, but unfortunately, the folks next to us built a high fence about 20 years ago, and that's where he was, and he was not flying over that high fence. So I worked him for 2 hours and then another 30 minutes, and all in vain. I never did get that bird. Obviously, I'm not going to shoot across the fence on somebody else's property, but I sure was trying to get him to fly across that fence. That's about the third time it's actually happened to me, and they will never fly over that fence. They'll walk up and down it, but they will not fly over it. I also had some leftover pinto beans from last night, and I'm going to show y'all what we do with those as well. And what I'm doing is making a taco. So we're just making, again, keeping it simple. We're going to put some eggs in here, but the first thing I'm going to do is obviously start the fire. And since this is smoked sausage and already cooked, it just needs to warm up. So while it's warming up, we're going to crack some of these cackleberries here into this pot. I usually do, depending on how many people we have, about two and a half per person. We actually have 3 people here today at the camp, and you can see I'm not doing this very well. I have never been a person that could crack an egg. And I think in the past, I've shown y'all, I actually have chickens. And so in the past, we've used my eggs from the chickens, but for some reason, I don't know if it's the heat or what, but they have not given me many eggs. I just bought some for this trip. What do I got in there? I'm gonna go ahead and do 7 of these eggs. Nope, I'm gonna do 8. I want to make sure I have plenty of eggs. I like to stir the eggs up until you kind of see a froth on them. You kind of see the bubbles around the edges. I think it just makes the breakfast taco a little bit lighter. All right, let me check this sausage. Now it's heating up. The smoked sausage is not giving up much fat, so I'm going to add just a little oil. If you were doing this with bacon, you wouldn't have to do this. We cook steaks out here a lot. Leftover, if there is any leftover steak, which is rare, steak goes good with this. If you have leftover pork chops goes great with this. If you have leftover brisket, spread that brisket up in a pan, heat it up just like I'm doing, and then pour your eggs over that brisket. Delicious. So what I like to do, and I'm not sure a lot of people do this, but after I pour in the eggs, I like to pull it off the fire. I will keep stirring it, but just so I don't want it to overcook, I'll pull it off the fire. Hiya! It's a little warm. And I'm going to bring this over and I'm going to show you how to do the refried beans. So fire back on. And I've got the leftover refried beans right here. These are actually pinto beans. Potato masher. And we just mash the heck out of them. Now these pinto beans are seasoned, but if you haven't seasoned your beans, obviously add salt or pepper. Cumin is always good, and chili powder is always good as well. And what we're going to do is just, this is going to thicken up when this water starts to boil out of here. So it's going to be a while before this water boils. But once that water starts to boil out of here, this will really get thick, and it's going to look like a pinto bean that you got in a Mexican restaurant. Stirring my eggs. It is cooking slow, but it is cooking. I'm going to add a little salt and pepper. If I can get it to work. Not much, because that smoked sausage does have seasoning. And taking it off the heat also allows me to do other things that I need to do. We are making tacos, so we're not making our own tortillas today. I've got just some regular store-bought tortillas. We go with the uh, low carb tortillas lately because of the way the doctors got me on a diet. But just store-bought tortillas, and you can either put the refried beans in the tortilla or have it as a side dish. I typically just make it all one. If you put it all in a tortilla, you don't even need a plate. All you need is a paper towel, and there's less cleanup that way. So we're going to get this to boiling. So give me a few minutes. Once this is boiled, we'll come back and we'll assemble. Hey folks, so we got everything ready. The beans are boiled down, and you can see how they look just like you might find in a Mexican restaurant. I actually put some cumin and chili powder in there just for taste. Also, we usually have cheese here at the deer camp. So we'll put some cheese in the eggs and mix that in. But essentially, breakfast is ready. And you can see how easy it was. Crack a couple eggs, put your leftovers in a pan. I'd love to say this is a one-pan dish. Obviously, it's a two-pan dish. You can see I'm heating up the tortilla back there in the back. There's just a few of us here today, but usually during deer season when there's 20, 30 people here, this is our bean pots, what we cook our beans in. I didn't cook these beans in that because I just wasn't enough people here, but that's our normal bean pot. So let me just show you how to put this together. Tortilla, heated, of course. Now, just as a trick, we have a cousin who likes to butter the tortillas and heat them up, and they're really good that way as well. Again, store-bought tortilla, butter it up, heat both sides. Oh, I'm going to go in reverse order here. First the beans. Then some egg with the sausage. And also what you want to do is grab your favorite hot sauce. Nothing to it. Breakfast is served. Try it. I'm sure a lot of you people have done this, but what we really wanted to stress today is use those leftovers instead of getting your store bought bacon and just you go in your refrigerator, whatever you got in there, throw some eggs on it, heat it up. You got breakfast like that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Um, we had a little bit of excitement a while ago. We had actually a bull get in the yard. So since BMAC had the camera, he got out there and got a video, so he may post that as well. We had to chase him out, but hopefully y'all see that in a later video. But I hope you enjoyed today, and we'll see you next time. And until then, we'll see you around the campfire.